Welcome, 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 everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Moment of Truth. Community Connoisseurs Instagram Live podcast. Tonight we have a very, very special guest, Mr. Malik Jarrett, the founder of EAT, y'all. The founder of EAT is in the building. My man is in the building already. One of the first people that's tapping in tonight. We got a very, an entrepreneur from the city. Man, he has a movement that's been spreading all over the city, inspiring people all over the city, man. He's nationwide now, y'all. Tonight we're excited to have Mr. Malik Jarrett on the Moment of Truth. I see my man is already tapped in. That's what's up, man. This is going to be a great conversation. Welcome to everybody who has joined thus far. Hey, Leela, how you doing? Ryan, what up? Mike, what's good? Thanks for tapping in. Today we got the brother Malik Jarrett in the building with the EAT movement, y'all. EAT is in the building, for sure. This is the Moment of Truth. Again, welcome to everybody. Mike, what up? Welcome to everybody that's joining us. Again, we got Malik Jarrett in the building, y'all, the founder of EAT clothing line, man. He is doing monumental things for his city, repping his city all over the nation. And it's a lot that a lot of people don't know about this man that we're going to talk about tonight. See, like, what we know Malik from is being a good person, good individual from Washington, D.C. that has a prominent clothing line. But what a lot of people may not know is Malik got a lot of things going on outside of just the clothes. So we're going to learn all about that. We're going to talk about his upbringing. We're going to cover a lot tonight, y'all. So again, thank you for everybody that's joining. Oh yeah, this is the Moment of Truth, and if anybody has any questions for Malik while we have him on tonight, please drop them in the comment box. We're going to try to pin as many questions as we can to ask Malik tonight while we have him. And also, y'all, hit that arrow at the bottom right here inside of your screen and invite about 10 to 15 people to this very inspiring conversation. We're going to cover a lot of great things tonight, y'all. And again, thank you for joining us. So, right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to read a short bio. See, because Malik got a lot going on, and we're going to read a short version of his bio. So, really quick, EAT, Elevate All the Time, LLC. So that's what EAT stands for. For those who don't know, Elevate All the Time is a business founded by Malik Jarrett. Jarrett is a Washington, D.C. native and studied journalism at Virginia State University. EAT is most importantly a movement and a clothing brand rolled into one. EAT is an acronym to inspire people to always make progress in anything they do. The slogan, "If you don't eat, you die in the streets," came from one of Jarrett's coaches, and it has always stuck with him. Along with EAT being the goal to inspire individuals, it is also a way to pay homage. EAT is substantial influence on the community in Washington, D.C. through different community service projects and through the clothing brand that is worn by many. Yes, indeed, it's definitely worn by many. So without further ado, we are going to bring my brother Malik in. I see he's in the building right now. Let me go ahead and tap my brother in. Malik, what's good, brother?
How you?
What's happening, man?
Not much.
How you feeling?
Good. I'm feeling good. How you feeling?
Good, man. Good. So I know it's 7:30 out here in D.C., home base, but it's 4:30 out there, so it's a little early out there, man. And on behalf of Community Connoisseurs, we just want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule, man. You could be doing a lot because we talked earlier. You got a lot going on. You could be doing anything, but you took time out of your evening, out of your day to come on our platform and share your story. So I just want to thank you for coming on today, brother.
For sure, man. Thank you for having me.
No doubt. So for those who are just joining, welcome. This is the Moment of Truth, Community Connoisseurs Instagram Live platform. We do this every Thursday night at 7:30 where we bring individuals like Malik on the platform to share their story, give them their flowers while they can smell them, and to inspire. This is a platform to inspire. So again, I said this earlier, if you have any questions for Malik throughout the conversation, please drop them in the comment box. I'm gonna try to pin as many questions as possible, and also hit that arrow at the bottom right hand side of your screen and invite about 10 to 15 people to this conversation. Man, Malik got a lot of jewels to drop. We talked a little earlier. It's so much going on, so we're gonna jump right into it. So Malik, it's a lot of people that's tapping in right now from your personal network, your supporters. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's a lot of individuals from my network that's tapping in, our supporters with community connoisseurs as well. But for those who are on the platform right now who do not know who Malik Jarrett is, we're gonna take them back. What we like to do in this portion, we like to take them back to the beginning, right?
right.
Before, yeah, we're gonna take them back to your childhood. So let the people know a little bit about your upbringing, where you from, how you grew up, and your upbringing.
I'm from Washington D.C., born and raised. All right, so I live with my mom, and I was raised around. The first place I lived was probably around like Brentwood. So I used to
Mm-hmm.
live in Brentwood, and then I used to be back and forth between there and Berry Farms, 'cause that's where my mother family side of the family is from. So when I would be, with my grandmother and everything, I would be on the south. But then around the time where I was introduced to like my father's side of the family, that's when I started hanging around like Edgewood a lot, and
Mm-hmm.
that's when me and my mother was on Minnesota. Or we was like, nah, by Rockburn Terrace at that point, and then Minnesota. So I lived like a lot of places in the city, but Northeast is home. I went to school mostly uptown though. That's so crazy because my mom's a teacher. So elementary school, I went to the school she taught at, and then middle school, I went to school uptown. And then high school, I went to Banneker for ninth and 10th grade, and then I wanted to play football, so I transferred to McKinley Tech. 11th and 12th grade, graduated from Tech.
That's what's up, man. So I hear you. I hear you talking about your mom. Salute the mom. If mom is on here, salute to everything that you've done with this young man right here, because he's doing major things and inspiring people all over the nation with his movement. Tell us about that. Did you just grow up with your mom, or was your father in the household?
Yeah, so it was my mother raised me, and then I remember real vivid like when I met my father. I met my father when I was 5, and then like we was just like that, you know what I'm saying? Um, I remember he took me like the first week I met him. He had took me to a football game, and that's when I met my brother. As soon as I walked in the game, like my brother had just they had just threw my brother the ball. He caught a touchdown. Up to that point, I'm like, no, I didn't even know kids could play football. My mother used to just teach me basketball. So
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I was already like really intrigued with my brother and that whole side of the family. I was excited that I had like more cousins and everybody to meet. So that was major for me. But my mom, my mother, and my aunts from my mom's side and father's side, mostly who raised me as a kid, as a child, and then my coaches. If I wasn't with one of my aunts, I was with one of my coaches, and my coaches played a big role in raising a lot of us.
Definitely, definitely. And I was just having a conversation last week with a coach, a little league football coach, and we were talking about how impactful having coaches in in our lives are as young men. You know what I mean? Like they're like father figures in our lives as well. So salute to
So
all the coaches. You know what I mean? You actually a football, you do
yeah,
coaching too,
that's my proud, that's my most proud badge, you know what I'm saying? I am a football coach over at Beacon House. That's the neighborhood I grew up in, and the football team that I played for. So I always knew I would come back and coach, but to come back and be able to coach and have the impact that I have on these kids is amazing. Especially because like a lot of them, they 6 and 7 years old, so they really intrigued with the fact that the eight guys coaching a football team. So we just go out there and have fun. And I plan on being with those guys, for the long run. And hopefully they speak good things about me, like I speak about my coach Rodney, Coach Bink, and those guys.
absolutely. And we're going to rewind a little bit back to like your upbringing, because you named some you named where you from. You said
Right.
Berry Farms. You said you were over in the Edgewood
Yeah,
community for a
it
little
was
while, Minnesota.
my
Like
whole
those,
yeah, my whole mother's side from Berry Farm, my whole father's side from Montana, and I
right?
my Edgewood. So
And those neighborhoods. You know what I mean. Growing up in our era, we around the same age bracket. You know what I mean. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't a cakewalk. You know what I mean? Let's just say that. So let me ask you for maybe a youth that's on right now, or someone that's out there right now. You know what I mean? That may be trying to. How did you kind of like stay out the way? Like keep yourself like. What? Tell us a little bit about how Malik was as a youth growing up.
All
Because
right.
like the creative person that I see today, like you had to be like that. You
Mm-hmm.
had to be like respectfully different as a youth. So tell us a little bit about that.
For sure. So I remember like my youngest memories. I remember I would always go around my grandmother's house or be in my mom. Like I would go in my grandmother's house and just like dance. She had a Thriller on VHS and I danced the Thriller. You know what I'm saying? If I wasn't dancing the Thriller, she used to stay in the alley of Berry Farms and or she used to put the crate up and we was practicing free throws. When I was over my mother's house, like fast forward, like I remember when the Mason Puff Daddy song came out. I used to be dancing in front of the TV like that. So I always was like energetic. I remember, when Forrest Gump came out, um, any dude that would
Right.
come around me, you know what I'm saying, whether he was dating one of my aunts or whatever, they'd be like, do the Forrest Gump. So I would like do the Forrest and everything, you know what I'm saying, as a
Yeah.
young. And even like, when the Harlem Shake came out, dudes around the way, they'd pay me to do the Harlem Shake or beat my
Right.
feet or whatever. So I was
Mhm.
always like energetic. I never had a problem with being myself. And I don't know what it was. I think it's kind of like because of my genes, like who my father was and who my mom is. My mom was very quiet. She used to do hair. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Bought her first car by herself when she was 16 years old. She was, first person around Berry Farms with a real Gucci bag,
Mhm.
purse. She was
Mhm.
best dressed and most attractive in her yearbook. And then you got my father, just smooth, slick dude. Everybody know my father. He the party dude. You know what I'm saying? He could just move in any type of, he could move in any space. So I got both of them mixed with me. So growing up, going outside or being around the neighborhood and things like that, I had those same tests as anybody else's, as,
Mhm.
uh, as far as like, you're going to have to punch somebody in the face one day. But
Mhm.
other than that, it's just like a certain way I move. I just respected everybody. My mother always taught me respect. My father always taught me respect, and my coaches did too. And I was never the big dog in no situation, but I was always a leader, if that makes sense.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely.
People that was bigger than me or tougher than me or stronger than me or whatever or smarter or whatever. But I was always a leader for, the people that looked at me. People looked
Mhm.
at me as a leader, to do the right thing because I stayed out of trouble, and that's how I rode. So it used to be a lot of different pressures growing
Mhm.
up as far as like being 10, 11. Once you start going outside and you outside
Mhm.
by yourself and you could roam, you could walk a couple blocks and do your thing. It used to be those pressures, because you got other kids that's more advanced that was doing other stuff as far
Mhm.
as smoking or whatever crimes or whatever, and then I was just one of those kids just stayed out the way. Like of course you gonna get teased and
Mhm.
they're gonna try you and make you seem like you lame or whatever like that, but all that wear off eventually. And once
Mhm.
you about by the time we got 13, 14, and I'm going to Banneker and I'm hitting these books and they like, what I'm saying, a couple of them start saying, developing a certain respect. So I never got disrespected, but eventually staying out the way and being smart and doing all those things got me the utmost respect in
Mhm.
any where I grew up in. You know what I'm saying? But growing up, a lot of us couldn't see it. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of different obstacles and a lot of different distractions in the city. But
Mhm.
the dudes that's out here now and that's doing their thing now, that grew up with me, they say they all can say, like I got a lot of respect for him because when we was doing this, he wasn't never, he wasn't with it. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't ever forced into that. Like as far as like my family goes, every man in my family been locked up. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of come from that, and it's kind of expected of me. But my mother always preached to me to like be my own person, and
Yeah.
she just raised like she really put in the work every single day to raise me, and I really feel like you could make your children into what you want them to be. My mother always told me I was a leader. My mother, like I said, I went to her school growing up, so
Mhm.
fourth grade, you know what I'm saying? Stuff, spelling bees, Black History bees. I was in all of that. Or when it was time student government, I used to do that. And if we was having assemblies at my elementary school, assemblies used to be ran by the students, the sixth graders. I was
Mhm.
or fifth grade, you know, speaking at the assemblies or doing the morning announcements. So I was always, you know, well spoken. My mother
Mm-hmm.
always preached to me, you know, my manners. She
Mm-hmm.
never touched no door when we was walking anywhere. When I was old enough to, you know, cut on the stove and know what food looked like, she was teaching me how to cook for her and everything.
Wow.
I couldn't get, I couldn't. Only time I got new stuff was, you know, when report cards came up, and I had to make sure the report card was straight. So that's like I grew up on, you know, principles and
Definitely.
earning things, and nothing was given. And my mother told me, like, you know, I'm not going to be your friend.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to raise a man, and I never did this. You know, I don't know what I'm doing. So my mother never made it easy for me at all. She never, you know, held my hand through anything except when I really needed her to. And that was later on. That was later on in life when I had got into some trouble myself.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, like she just was real hard on me, and it was hard, but it was fair, and it was everything she did was necessary. Like my mother wasn't a mean lady, but
Mm-hmm.
she wasn't. She never let me slip. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Word was her bond. She said something, she meant it. She wasn't gonna
Mm-hmm.
fold on it. If she told me to do something, I ain't do it. That was that. You know what I'm saying? You could eliminate whatever that is. You wanted to go out this week. You want to go. Nah, you ain't going no more, and you still gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Read a book, book it,
Definitely.
stuff like that to go around Edgewood.
Yeah, man. Salute to Miss Jarrett, man. You know what I mean? And all of the strong moms on the platform and out here in general, man, because like you just said two things from what I heard is you had that, you know, that mom that was pouring into you, that was on you every minute. You know what I mean? Because, you know, moms know what's going on out here and know,
Yeah,
you know, you make the wrong move, that could be detrimental to your
I,
to your
I
life.
always tell me don't let 5 minutes ruin your life.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely. You know what I'm
5 minutes.
saying? Yeah, so like that's solid, and but you also gave a perspective, right? Because you know, and that's very like for all the moms on here, for all the youth on here, like this is a part of what Malik does, man. He's such an inspiration because he has so much wisdom. Like what you gave was two things in one. You gave the power of having a mom, having a parent that pours into you, that's you know walking with you step by step, that's there for you at every moment. But on the flip side, you also get because everybody's situation different, right? You
Mm-hmm.
also gave a perspective of how you were yourself, even when you were away from your mom outside, you know, in the streets or you know with your friends or whatever in school. You always also gave that perspective of how you always stayed in your own lane. You were never trying to be something that you weren't. You weren't the type of person that went for peer pressure. You know what I mean? You made your own decision and you were
Like,
always a
like
leader.
I tell people a lot of time, like my mother put the fear of God in me. You know what I'm saying? And it was kind of to the point where my mother made me scared to not be myself.
Mm-hmm.
She knew who I was. She knew my body. She knew how I was raised. You know what I'm saying? She knew how I was capable of. You know, I used to have tempers and everything like that, but she knew who I was. She told me who I was, and she told me, you know, my lane, and I just fit right into it. So it was never nothing to it. If I see five dudes going that way, why not go this way? You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
My mother always told me that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
be different, be yourself. And so
Mm-hmm.
just trying it out early on, you know, I was just blessed to, you know, to just have tough skin. Like I said, like as kids, you know, kids will say some mean things and
Mm-hmm.
make you feel like you lame or whatever because you
Mm-hmm.
know what everybody else doing. But if you got, I always had my cousins. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I could hang out with my cousins. We all raised the same way. You know,
Right.
probably was a little bit more wilder than me, but I ain't need to be all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. So I'm gonna take it to the comments and really quick, y'all. For those who are
And then
just joining,
the thing I want to say too is
for
like
sure.
I don't want to get it twisted. Like you know, I was very privileged. You know, very privileged growing up.
Mm-hmm.
My mother, like I said, she dedicated her whole life to raising me.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't have to worry about the lights coming on or whether I was going to take a bath before school or whether I was going to eat before school or eat dinner. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of my
Absolutely.
friends that had to worry about those things.
Right. Right.
So I'm not gonna make it seem like you know anybody can do it. Like God bless me, like with a lot of small privileges and there's little privileges out here that people take for granted that really separate us. Because I know a lot of smart, like you know how we all grow up as kids. You know,
Mm-hmm.
everybody's smart, everybody's fine, everybody got a lot of love in their heart. But it's the privilege once the
Mm-hmm.
privileges start dividing us and
Mm-hmm.
start robbing us of our childhood and that inner kid and what we want to be when we grow up in our dreams and things like that. So
Right.
it's like just small privileges too. Me even
So
being play football. my coach to drop me off after practice, like
Mm-hmm.
that's major. Like that's why that's how I made it for real.
And I
But
just seen a comment that was very true. Somebody said, "Mama set the path and you follow." But for you to be the leader that you are and have always been, what advice would you give a youth that's on this platform right now that they may feel like they may not have the privilege that you had growing up? What advice would you give them dealing with the circumstances they may be dealing with right now to kind of stay in their own lane? What type of advice would you give a youth?
don't be afraid. Don't be shy to use people. You know what I'm saying? Because like my mom was always the type of person, like as a teacher, she would. It was students. You know what I'm saying? That didn't have nothing. She pick them up on Saturday when it was report card. When it was time for me to go get my stuff, go get my new Jordans, my new clothes, whatever. She would pick one of them up, and half of everything I was supposed to get would go to them. You know what I'm saying? And so that taught me early on, like, make sure you giving back. Make sure because you blessed. And,
Mm-hmm.
and that's our job. We gotta take care of each other. But I would tell those youth, like, when it's people like that, when it's people like my mother or people like myself or other people, that's doing it every day around the city, like, don't be afraid to take that help and stay
Mm-hmm.
close to the help. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Close to the help because pride gets to a lot of us.
Absolutely. That's solid, man. And I do want to tap into the comments really quick. But before I do, for those who are just joining, we got Malik Jarrett, the founder of Eat Clothing Line on. We're super excited to have him on. We just getting started, y'all. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comment box. And please invite about 10 to 15 of your network to hear this very inspiring story. This man is doing a lot, not only with his clothing line, but for his community and for his city. So please hit that arrow at the bottom right-hand side and invite a couple friends to this amazing conversation. So I just want you to know real quick, man, you getting a lot of love in the comments. You know what I mean? A lot of people saying God's plan, 100, a lot of hearts, elevate all the time. You got fist pumps. You got it's lit respectfully. You know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of love. And here's so many comments. And it's too many for me to read right now, but you got a lot of love. So that's just a testament of who you are, the movement that you're doing, that you have going on, and how much you're inspiring your city. So I just want to commend you for that. And thank you all for
Yeah,
joining
thank
us.
y'all for being here. Yeah, thank everybody for sharing their time with us.
Sure thing. And I seen a comment that said, about how humble you are, man. Ever since I met you, you have this energy, man. Like, you have one of the biggest clothing lines in the city right now. You have a lot of movements going on. And you know what I mean? Sometimes the success could get to, how it is, but
Mm-hmm.
you are always the same energy every time. So I want to just tell you that's an inspiration in itself as
And
well.
thank you. It's a blessing.
Definitely.
I'm glad, God made me this way. Like, good things don't get to my head. And like I always say, like, good things don't get to my head and bad things don't get to my heart. So it just keep me, even keel. And it's really like just a blessing, like a character trait just from God. I'm glad he keep me so humble, but it's really like because of the things I went through, you know what I'm saying? It's like I live life and I understand life a certain way now through the things that I've been through. So it's like I can only be a certain way now.
Right,
You
right,
know,
right.
I remember I always be saying like I told you I got into some trouble later on when I was on my 21st birthday, matter of fact. My 21st birthday. And like with the time I was facing from 2014, I would have just been getting out like last summer. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Everything I'm doing like really just been on borrowed time. And I just remember like sitting in the cell, like just telling God like I know what I need to do and
Mm-hmm.
whatever you got for me,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. And
Right.
he seen me through this because I never grew up thinking I was gonna be a designer or being into clothes. I
Mm-hmm.
was dressing because of my mom and my dad, but I never in a million years would have told you like, yeah, I'm gonna have a clothing line and it's gonna be
Right.
a city, you know what I'm saying? Like this really just God's plan, man.
Definitely, definitely. And I mean that's a good testament of how you took tragedy and you turned it into triumph. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
So,
Oftentimes,
so,
yeah, we feel like we hit rock bottom and we can't lift ourselves back up. But man, you are the definition of doing that. So salute to that, King, for sure. So I do want to ask you, you know what I mean, in regards to like, because I realized you said you didn't always think that you wasn't always into fashion the way you are now.
nah, but I always, could dress, you know, if that makes sense. Like I never
Yeah.
cared about, you know, like really what I had on. I was just good at dressing, and
Right.
my everybody liked what I like. I always was like, you know, ahead of the trend or whatever a little bit. And
Mm-hmm.
like like my high school yearbook, I was best dressed, most athletic. You know what I'm saying? So I always was into it, but I never was like into designing my own stuff or like putting my writing something on something or put my own logo. Like I
Mm-hmm.
never, you know, I never thought of that stuff like that
Wow. That's
ever.
powerful. That's powerful. So, like you said, it was just God's plan for
Yeah, I just
just to.
asked God to use me however you need to. Like I'm tired, and
Right. And
it's,
we gonna definitely tap into the Eat brand and what inspired like how it manifested, right? Because I know it's stories that you got for us, but I do
yeah,
want to tap on some of the things that you got going on because a lot of people may not know that Malik is very active in his community, man. Like you know what I'm saying. Tell the people about some of the things that you have going on in regards to. I know you talked about you being a football coach. That's
mhm,
huge. You know what I mean? You know, pouring into the youth life through
right.
sports. You know what I mean? But you also doing a lot. You know, I seen that you went. You have like you have a nonprofit
Yeah, we got
organization,
a
right?
nonprofit. Yeah.
Let's talk about that a little bit.
So we had a nonprofit ECAS, and like our goal was just to, you know, do what, you know, handle our responsibilities. So we do what we have to do. When, you know, school starts back up or when the holidays come around, we make sure we do our part. That's something that we haven't really been promoting a lot lately because, like I said, it's just I feel like it's everybody's responsibility. Like we doing what we're supposed to be doing, so that's not really big. But I'm looking forward to, you know, this summer to be able to launch a health and wellness initiative with ECAS, and that's something that we really gonna promote more. And because you know that's something more, you know, more different rather than just handling the basic necessities for our city. Outside of that, I definitely want to let everybody know that we are working on the store, but it won't, you know, just be a store. It's gonna be like a store slash, you know, event space, so I could be able to host my football team and have my boys groups and have my girls groups and, you know, be able to have my community meetings and things like that. A space, you know, that we could transform and make, you know, uh, interactive for, you know, just more than one function, multi-function. I'm sorry. So
So,
a lot. We're doing a lot as far as that, and then yeah, it's just so much. You know what I'm saying? I feel like whatever we know how to do and whatever we can do, we do it. And that's you know,
and
it's
that's what I like about that's what I like about what you got going on because you're such a creator, right? Like you taking, you know, the brand, the Eat brand through clothing, what you all are doing through clothing, through fashion, and you're planting other seeds to empower your community. Like you said, you have a health and wellness initiative. Is it like you are actually getting ready to launch a Eat Water, right? You know what
yeah,
I mean? Get ready.
yep, we relaunching Eat Water and everything. Like we going all the way, all the way.
Right, right. And so, like, you know, he's doing a lot in his community in regards to, man, you know, just taking his platform and planting other seeds to empower the youth, empower individuals in his community as well. So I think that's powerful using your platform to do so. And let's talk about some of the work. Like I seen one time you were in like DC jail doing some work. Tell everybody about that.
Yeah, for sure. So I was damn, why my man name not coming up right now? I'm gonna think of his name though, but I was invited by the good man, and he was just telling me that you know, the guys down there were asking about me. So I was like, you know, I'd love to come holler at them, like just let me know the whole process or whatever. So we went through the process. I was able to go speak to him for about an hour, and you know, it was a enlightening experience for me. Like I felt like I took more away from it than them. Um, you know, I met the good brother Greg Leaks while I was in there. He recently just got out and he hit the ground running. He didn't. Oh yeah, Eric, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Greg Leaks. He hit the ground running. He about to drop his poetry book. He got songs on iTunes already. But other than that, it was just an enlightening experience for me, man. Just some of those dudes like I had even seen, you know, out on the streets, and it was just it was a great experience for me. And you know, um, I feel like a lot of people should go holler at those brothers and because it matters. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's only so much I can say to explain it, but when you go there and you give them some of your time, they're gonna respect your time and they're gonna, they're gonna be listening and a lot of them just not even knowing their circumstance. Like one of the guys in there, he was actually in my entrepreneurship program. We had
Mm-hmm.
got a job, everything like that, but for one reason or another, he had got himself into some trouble.
Mm-hmm.
When I walked in that joint, he just had his head down because he felt like, he let me down. I'm like, man, I'm just glad you right here today, man. Like, you could have, you could have been off with doing whatever, but you said I'm gonna make sure I come to this session. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna be able to look at this man or whatever. And I said, this ain't the end for you, bro. And
Absolutely.
well, I'm in touch with his sister still, and but it was just like it's situations like that. You know what I'm saying? That kind of break your heart. But me knowing how he grew up in his situation, he just needs somebody that ain't gonna give up on him. You know what I'm saying? That's what and that's
No.
like my privilege, that I had. You know, I,
Mm-hmm.
I got all my stuff out the way early.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of these dudes is just now, dealing with a lot of their
Right.
problems, trauma, um, poverty, all type of things that come with growing up in DC, but it's at another level once you hit 18, 19 like that.
Mm-hmm. No doubt. And I heard you mention an entrepreneurship program. I definitely want you to talk a little bit about that and how people can get involved with that, because I do truly firmly believe, and my team, we feel the same way. In fact, one of the pillars of our nonprofit is minority entrepreneurship, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of different programs out here, for individuals to help individuals get employed and things like that. But I
Right.
truly believe there's so many creators inside and out, you know what I mean, who truly have the heart for entrepreneurship, just needs those programs and those individuals that can help them take that dream and that maybe that plan that they have or that vision that they have to the
Mm-hmm.
next level. Because I remember, me personally, I didn't even know, as a youngin' growing up in Southeast, I had no idea how to start an LLC, right? To go to
Yeah,
DCRA and do the simple steps like that just to get incorporated. So I
I didn't.
think
I didn't even know anybody with a business, and that's where it starts. And that's why I try to get myself in front of
that.
as many kids as possible because I didn't know anybody that owned a business. I'm talking about anybody. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
So
right.
I know anybody, you know what I'm saying, that owned a
Right.
business growing up. And so it's very important that we get in front of these kids so they could just first of all see it. But then the second part of that is, you know what I'm saying, we got to get them started because it just start with a start.
Mhm.
I didn't, like I said, I didn't never think I was going to sell shirts, but it's no secret to why I was good at selling it because my whole life I was always hustling. Whether it was selling
Exactly.
chips in school or whether it was going up the market on Florida Avenue,
Mhm.
uh, being the only kid there letting the store to buy the snapbacks and I resell snapbacks, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
All fireworks, I would resell those, like anything, you know what I'm saying? I was always a hustler. Like it was always, so I always had that business savvy, but
Mhm.
I can only imagine if I would have had somebody to help me channel that into something and help me build a business structure at an early age so I could know those things. And I
Right.
some of the mistakes I made early on in running my business, officially.
Mhm.
But it's been well, everything is good, we blessed, but it's definitely been ups and downs like it would be in any type of entrepreneurship.
Mhm.
I had to learn the hard way and I feel like it could be easier for the next person. So
Definitely.
we could just so part of my entrepreneurship program is them being hands on me showing them how I run my business, and then trying to trigger them, trying to get their mind working to what do they see in the world that they can make better. Something that they could do and do and appreciate. You know what I'm saying? Because you
Mhm.
want to just do something for money. You want to be able to appreciate your craft as well.
Right.
And so yeah, we did a 9-week program with Department of Youth Rehabilitation Services, and it was beautiful. We did 2 fashion shows off of that. We started some good brands out here. We got kids with some cameras, taking pictures and everything. So, you know, I you know, I wish I could do more, but as long as we touching one kid or as long as we helping one kid, like that's enough. We just trying to build on that.
Definitely. And definitely. And one thing that was key that you just said was, oftentimes, we as adults and youth, we look at it like, I'm just trying to make some money. I'm trying to make some money.
Yeah.
It's the passion. The money gonna come. You know what I'm saying? But if the passion is there, you know what I mean, you know, everything else is going to manifest itself. Also, I think a lot of what you do, bro, is like you teach what you know and reproduce who you are, right? You know what I'm saying? Like it's more than just what you can gain from it. It's you could what you can give back to a
Uh-huh.
youngin that may have similar, you know, story that you had coming up in whatever city they in, and give them those principles. Like you said earlier, you were raised on principles. Talk a little bit about how important that is to you.
As far as like sticking to my principles, it's very important because you know, like your character and your reputation is everything. You know, um, no matter what. You know, a lot of people may say your reputation will have your name in rooms that you never stepped in before, um, or your reputation will have people that don't know you from a can of paint ready to support you or ready to follow you or ready to listen to you. You know what I'm saying? So just being conscious of that and has helped me, you know, just stay the course and just being true to myself. You know, I think you know I'm getting older and I'm learning a lot. Um, I'm not I'm not, you know, perfect. You know what I'm saying? I got a long way to go, but I do see myself, you know, as perfection in the fact that I'm growing and I'm learning and it's ways that I felt or it's things that I thought 5 years ago that I say, all right, no, I was wrong. You
Mm-hmm.
know, that wasn't right. That's not the right way to think, and I should be.
Right.
So
Mm-hmm.
I'm growing. So that's perfect to me, and I feel like everybody should acknowledge their growth. You know what I'm saying? As perfection, because that's the only way we could be perfect. Like you never gonna get to that end level. So just if you growing every day, if you elevating every day, you making progress every day, then you perfect. Whether,
Definitely.
whether
Definitely.
you just realizing, whether you identifying something within yourself, whether you identifying something in yourself, whether it be trauma or whatever, whether you do something nice for somebody or whatever you do, as long as you know acknowledging that and it's something that's gonna make you a better person, then you perfect.
Yeah, man. That's solid, bro. That's solid, man. And I hope that everybody, hey, look, everybody do me a favor, man. Give my man Malik in the comment box one of the fist, like one of the strong arm
Yeah.
emojis, y'all, man.
Appreciate
Man,
that.
look, man, you homage tonight, man. We giving you your flowers while you can smell them. You deserve it, man.
Thank
You're a young brother out here inspiring. You got such a, you know what I'm saying, like a divine, like an old soul, man. Like, you know, it just shows that you were brought up in a very solid, you know, foundation. And I do want to ask you, right, because I know you talked about your mom, how influential she was in your life, and also your pops. But is there any, like, you know, one of our pillars of our nonprofit organization is mentorship as well.
you. Mhm.
Let's talk about some of the mentors that you had in your life growing up and how important mentorship is to you.
Right. I would say like my biggest mentor, like outside of my coaches or just watching how my coaches would move. Like my biggest mentor, he probably don't even know would be like my brother. You know what I'm saying? My big brother.
Mm,
He you know, whenever I could, I'd be up on his wing, and he never like, you know, he never like left me behind or nothing like that.
mm,
Always took me with him. Anywhere he was going, I was going. Like to the point where, when I was in high school, you know, we 4 or 5 years apart, so my sophomore year was his sophomore year down in Atlanta. He was going to Clark. So my spring break and summer break, you know, I wasn't in DC. I was going to Atlanta with him. So he was taking
mm,
class. Like that was my first time going to a college class, being on campus and things like that. So and just seeing how my brother moved, you know, I always wanted to make my brother like proud. I always wanted to make my brother happy and for him to be like, yeah, that's my little brother, you know what I'm saying? Whether it be on the football field or whatever, I don't know why, but like I just always looked up to him. He always, you know, did the right thing. He always did well. So he was like one of my mentors, whether you know it or not. And he probably never, you know, seen himself as that. He probably, but that's what a big brother is, though, right? You know what I'm
thanks.
saying?
Sure thing. Yeah.
That's what a solid big brother is. But
Mm-hmm.
that was my mentor. That's like where I learned a lot. And if it wasn't them, I had like a lot of friends. Like I learned, I learned a lot about you know how to love a woman, you know, from my godson, my godchildren father
Mm-hmm.
at my age. You know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
each other since you know ninth grade and from college, from how he been you know treating his wife and how he been raising his family. Like I learned a lot from him. So
Mm-hmm.
everyday people around me that's really like mentoring me, and they probably don't even know it. I'm taking so much from them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. You truly are a gift, brother. I'm telling you, because it's just amazing how you like a sponge. You take different people that's in your life, and you watch, you observe, and you take heed to the positivity that they have, and you kind of connect it to how you move. So I think that's huge. You know what I mean? And
It may seem like I'm the type of person to like call plays, but like I can do anything on the team. Like I could be the water boy, I could be the coach. So
mhm,
I feel like anybody in my life, like if I'm gonna learn something from you. If I'm not learning from you, then I don't really need you, around.
that's heavy. That's heavy. So man, look, fast forward, man. We gotta tap into the Eat clothing line, man. The big topic of the night. You know what I mean? We talked about all the branches that Eat has with the clothing line. You said it was kind of like surprising to me. It's like you wasn't even thinking that you were gonna be into fashion. You never had a dream as growing up, that you were going to start a huge clothing line. So how did Eat start? Like, I know that, where the name inspired from, but like, what happened? Like, once you said, you know what, what was that moment where you said, you know what, we're going to make this a brand?
So I'm a photographer, and I was doing photography when I graduated from college and everything. And so I just started. My man made this Eat logo for me to put on my pictures because my pictures was getting taken.
Mm-hmm.
I just started putting on my pictures, and then my friends was like, you should put that on the shirt. You know what I'm saying? So we can support you because during this time, you know, um, I was working 2 jobs. Help my mom out with the bills and everything like that because she wasn't working. And so they was like, we just want to support you. You should on a T-shirt. So I don't know what the exact moment was
Mm-hmm.
right now, but I know I went to my mom and I was just like, I need to put this logo on the shirt, and I got probably like 30 shirts made, sold out in like 2 days, and then like within that week or those next 2 weeks, everybody I showed the shirt to came back to me. Was like, man, everybody asked about my shirt, like. You know what I'm saying? They asked where to get it and all of that. So
Mm-hmm.
I tell them DM me. So that naturally led to me just like popping up all around the city and like going around different hoods or neighborhoods or from Central City to Capitol Hill selling t-shirts, or whatever, selling hats and just out of my trunk. And then got my man JARRETT. We started doing the pop-up shops, and then that's the whole thing. And then like the whole city just caught on. Like now pop-up shops is like a big thing for the city.
Yeah, so shout out to J Rock. That's my man. I know J Rock, he doing this thing. So you kind of like connected the clothing line to like the event planning, and that jump it just went skyrocket from there. Cause
Yeah,
you
so me and J-Rock, we went to Virginia State together, and I
Mhm.
always like he that's the event dude,
Mhm.
like I brought this idea to him like I want a stationary place to sell it, but not just me, almost like a farmers market because I seen farmers markets how they
Yeah.
work and everything.
Hmm.
And J-Rock with his genius mind, he's just like, but we need to make some money off this, so we
Yeah.
club atmosphere, everybody have a
Hmm.
day, everybody
Yeah.
bottles and all of that, and
Yeah.
it was something like people had never seen ever before. Like we was on a Tuesday rooftop. You could come get the hottest clothes from the hottest brand and have a good time too. And we was going strong with it.
Yeah, definitely. So let me ask you this: when was that moment like when you like knew like, man, this is something major? What
Um,
was that defining moment when you was like, man, you know what? I'm about to transition everything I'm doing right now into this clothing line.
um, I feel like once I was going to work, I was going to my second job, and my phone was just ringing nonstop. And
Mm,
I was like, man, I'm losing money going to my second job. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Like, yeah, it's about time. So I said, I'm gonna just save up 3 months of all my bills, and yeah, it's whatever after that. And so that's what I did. And then one day I didn't show back up, and I just said that's what I'm doing now,
Yeah,
and doing my thing ever since then.
sure thing. And you're expanding. Right now you're in LA. For those
Yeah,
who
I'm
don't know, he's in
so
LA right now, and you're looking to expand. Let's talk about that whole expansion process.
right. So I'm just trying to do things that different.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a lot of clothing brands. Of course, there's been a lot of major clothing brands before me, for eat. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I feel like they stayed in the area. So I'm just trying to get out, branch out. You know, the world so big, but it's really so small. You know, and especially with the internet and everything like that. But I always tell the kids, there's no better promotion than word of mouth. You know what I'm saying? So people seeing you and hearing you or seeing it in their faces is way different. So it's just a lot of opportunity right out here right now, especially during COVID, Corona, and so I just say I just take advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's something I always wanted to do, and since I was coaching football, I really couldn't get to it. And with them canceling our season, I was just like, man, this is the perfect time. You know, so. But I'm definitely planning on coming back for some months, a couple of months, so I could, you know, coach my kids or whatever. But then, you know, I'm loving this weather out here, man.
Yeah, I know it's love out there in LA.
Might be back. So,
Yeah,
but
but
yeah,
that hold on, but that's
see, I want to raise, you know, God willing, if I have a family, I want to raise my family in DC and everything. So,
sure.
still working on the store in DC and everything. So,
Mhm.
anything, I'm back. I'm back coastal right now. I'm back and forth.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. And that's huge, and that's big as far as like you said, you know, salute to all the brands that came before you. But that expansion, it's so many people all over the nation, all over the
Hmm.
world that could be wearing your brand, you know, with such meaningful, you know, message behind it. You know, that expansion is heavy. So what kind of advice would you give to a person that's right now that's local, that's looking to expand? Like how does that process work? And how
Um,
do you connect?
I feel like this not really advice, but if this don't motivate you, inspire you, then you probably don't need to be an entrepreneur. It's 329 million people in the United States. 329 million people in the United
Man
States.
coming with the data.
So me,
Point.
I'm trying to get a million people to spend $50. You know what I'm saying? And you could set your goals to however you want to set your goals, but a million people spending $50, that's $50 million. So if that don't inspire you, if that ain't advice enough for you to go up, get out and get it, then I don't know what else is. But you just got to figure out what the people want. Don't stop, hustle. You know, keep going. It's not about, you know, sometimes you might not get your 5 year your 5 year plan might come in 10 years. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't gonna know that if you just quit after 5 years. You know, so just stick to it and like the world is bigger than you think. You know what I'm saying? I had to like really stop um being on Instagram so much because I was with me following just only certain people. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking it started making you think the world is a certain way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I have friends that I grew up with, you know, they wear like mostly like expensive designer stuff, and that's cool, you know, whatever. But when that's all I'm seeing, I'm starting to think like, dang, don't nobody wear eat.
Mm-hmm.
And but the world is really a bigger place.
I
So
would like to get your perspective on that because that's something that, you know, me and my circle has been talking about a
mhm,
lot, right? It's just, you know, no disrespect to anybody that wears the designer brand in our community. However, we grow up with this consumer mindset, making these different brands millions and millions of dollars, and we lack the support in our own community. We lack circulating that dollar in our own community, and we
right.
tend to not understand the power in that, the economic power in that. Give me your perspective on how you feel about that, Malik.
I feel like I feel like you know, people gonna spend their money however they want to spend their money.
Mm-hmm.
But the way I look at it, it's my job to make it hard for them not to spend their money with me.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't care if the one time out the week where you not wearing none of that is when you go wash your car. I'm gonna make sure I sell the sweatsuit that you want to wear to go wash your car. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and people want to spend their money however they want to spend their money. But those people who are conscious of this, who are making a conscious effort, we just got to keep going because it really is making a difference. Like I'm only able to do what I do because people understand that people are, you know, people recognize that I am a black-owned business and that their money, you know, when it goes here, it goes, you know, to a great cause. Not just, and it's not just a post about, oh, we about to dedicate this amount of money to whatever. You can
Mm-hmm.
see it going, you know, you can
See where
see,
it's going. And be a part of it too.
yeah, you can see me at your nephew's school, like doing these, like that's what I don't get no, you know, funding. Everything comes from, you know, the clothes.
No doubt, no doubt. So for those who may be on, who may not know how to shop online for your clothing, what's the website? I want to pin it down here.
Oh yeah, allhomage.com.
Homage.
allhomage.com.
Look, man,
And
support this brother. He man,
this is special. This is special for everybody just because they was on this live. If y'all use the code yesterday, all caps, no spaces. Yesterday was yesterday, all caps, no spaces. Y'all can get a special discount.
I love that, man. My man, look here, man. That's love. Yesterday, all caps. If you on
Yesterday,
this live right now,
yesterday, no spaces, all capital letters. You can get a discount. Allhomage.com.
no doubt, no doubt. All right, so look, it's pinned down there. Make sure y'all shop at allhomage.com. It's an amazing story that he had. Man, it's just his perspective on the direction he's going on with his brand. That's huge. Him being a black man with all these different, endeavors going on to support, just to, really, really advocate, black minority entrepreneurship, man. We all need to adopt that mind frame, and with a lot of people, I'm gonna transition a little bit, Malik, but a lot of people don't know, right? Outside of the clothing line, man, you also are a DJ. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? You got
I'm
your
a
DJ thing going on as well. Talk
yeah,
to how you got
DJ.
into that.
I do a little bit of music, everything. So like I said, I always been into music. I think I naturally got an ear for music because my father, don't nobody know more music than my father. Like, you know what I'm saying? I remember going over his house and he just got like the big towers of CDs. Like that was the decorations, like just towers everywhere. And so I naturally got an ear for music because my dad, and so that's what I've been trying to expand on. Like I want to be able to break more artists and break more producers from the area. But right now I'm out here just soaking it all in, learning the game. I'm blessed to be under Wale right now, be learning everything as far as the day to day and everything. Like yeah, I like no information or no experiences have been off limits, and so I'm just blessed to be in this position. And so with me being in this position, I'm trying to position myself so I can. Oh, yeah, my man, ready with all the pictures too.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
I'm trying to myself to change people's lives and put
Yeah.
help the city on the map. Like I'm not saying I'm going to save the city or whatever, but I'm definitely going to make it my mission to make sure producers and it's easier for producers and artists to be heard from the city as far as the music wise, and it's just as far as the DJing. Like I said, I get it from my father. I love all type of music, and it just give me a chance to do my thing and to kind of make my own rules. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I get a lot of leeway because I'm the eat dude, so I get away with a lot of stuff as far as what I want to play. But it sound good too. So
Yeah, no doubt. But look, man. So you said you actually you going above the DJ, just the DJ, and you are actually trying to start a record, like a record label.
for sure, for sure.
You trying to take it to another level, and that's what's up. And you gonna bring it for any artist that's on right now. Y'all heard it from Malik. He's starting a record label. He's coming to DC. He's grabbing some talent from DC. So make sure y'all lock in with him for sure with that. And I'm just super excited, man, because like one thing that you mentioned earlier was the store. So I want to tap in. I know we got a couple more minutes. I want to tap into like the ideas that you have for the store because the store will be DC based. Of course, it's gonna have stores all over the nation. That's the bigger picture. But he's gonna start at home in DC. Not only is it gonna be a store where you can come in, because I remember we was talking. Not only because when I visualized when you said the store, I was thinking it's gonna be of course your brand, your clothes, but you got a unique idea to kind of like incorporate. You paying homage to everybody who may be doing their thing in the city in the clothing industry. There's a lot of great like a lot of clothing lines that have been around for a long. You got Madness, you got Shooters, you got Hobo, you got All Days, but you got the newer brands, you got like the museums, you got the Love Malls, the great things like that. So like you also gonna provide an opportunity for other people to sell their product in your stores as well. So talk to us about the store space, that some of the ideas you have
So
for
like
that.
I want like multi interactive. So I
Mm.
want um, other brands to be able to come and sell their stuff. I want small chefs that's starting off. I'm gonna have a kitchen. I want them to be able to have pop up kitchens for months at a time or whatever like that. I started off in photography, so whatever I open up is gonna have a studio for photographers to come use. Like I'm gonna try to get the city to pay for all the equipment and everything, so I don't even got to charge nobody for that. That's just
That's powerful.
growing up, like once I started teaching myself photography, I ain't had the money to be able to rent a studio just so I could teach just so I could learn. You know what I'm saying? If I was renting studios, because I had to already know what I was doing and use that time and my money wisely. So gonna be able. It's gonna. I want to. It's not. I don't want to just be able to sell clothes. You know what I'm saying? We've been doing great online, and I know we could do even better if once people could come and shop in person. But I wanted to be for use to the community as well.
Right.
So I want to be able to have meetings with my boys groups. I want to have girls. I want to be able to bring debutantes back with the girls and have a young lady come do that with the young ladies one day out of the week, or whether we do a dance class with the young with my football team, because I don't want them to just play football and be studs. Like I want them to be able to
Right. Mhm.
different stuff too.
Mhm.
There's only so much we can do
Mhm.
outside me not having my own space where I can set the rules, things like that. So it's just really long overdue. And I just wanted to be like something crazy that people never seen before. Like it might be some months you walk in there for like a whole like real like museum like DC History Museum. Some months you come in there, it just feel like you on South Beach in Miami or something like
Wow.
crazy. And I'm really like artistic for real, for real.
Hmm.
So I feel like once I get that space, I could really show people like what's going on.
Definitely, definitely. And you also like have tapped into like the candle industry. I seen like you had like eat candles.
Oh yeah, 1 second. Let me go get that jump. Made a candle with my good man Germs. Make sure y'all go to Good Day Sense. Good Day Sense is the yeah. Good Day Sense is the Instagram, and that's the candle we made. You know what I'm saying? Told my man how I like my candles, and Germs just made it happen. This drink smells so good.
What's the website again, brothers? Can somebody pin that
Good, good,
website?
good Day Sense. I'm gonna go ahead and write it on. Good Day Sense.
Yeah, y'all see my man is doing a lot, man. He's more than just a clothing line. He's tapping into so many industries, and it's just inspiring, man. For sure. Make sure y'all get these candles. You put it in, okay. Good day
Good
sense.
candle, peppermint lavender, black owned. My man, if you go to his page, his page is the same thing. Like he in his basement grinding, making these candles, making these scents by hand, like getting it done. You know what I'm saying? Good brother, staying out the way, taking care of his family. I love to see it.
No doubt, no doubt. So, what I like to do first and foremost, man, you get so much love. I see Trayon just tapped in. Trayon, what up? You got JoJo in here, very creative champ. You got people saying dope. My brand, people giving you salutes, man. The city has showed up tonight on a moment of truth to show my man Malik some love. And if you're not following Community Connoisseurs, please follow at community_connoisseurs. We do this every Thursday night at 7:30. We got somebody special on here that's doing great work, in our community and in their respective areas of trade. So please support Community Connoisseurs. But man, look, my man Malik came through and really dropped some jewels. We learned a lot about you tonight, man. A lot that a lot of people may not have known about the work that you're doing. You're more than just a clothing line. You're really out here in the field. You're approachable. You're connecting. You know what I mean? You're really putting in the work to empower your culture. It's Black History Month right now, and you are living Black history for sure. So, man, I want to salute you for that, brother, and all of the work
Bro,
that you're doing. What I want to do in this time right here is before we let you go, man, if there's any events that you have coming up that you want like people to look out for, anything that you want people to look out in the next couple of weeks, months, days, please use this space to do that. And also just drop some inspiration on the people before you go. It's so many people coming from different backgrounds. There's so many situations that's on this platform right now that may need some inspiration. Drop some inspiration after you tell us what you got upcoming
I
before we
got.
let you go tonight, brother.
As far as upcoming, I hate spoilers, but I can tell y'all if y'all go to allharmons.com, y'all subscribe to our email list. That is where I give out a lot of announcements. Like I will post something on my Instagram 3 days later, but I tell that email list, y'all they know about everything first. If we dropping clothes or whether we getting an award or whether we doing something in the community, that email list is first always. Um, and on top of that, some Jews like every time I'm on the plane with Trayon, I always get this good Jew from him. It's a Confucius quote, and he says, "A man that says he is and a man that says he's not are both correct." Um, that's a very powerful one. One quote that I live by, I made up myself. I got it tattooed across my whole body. Is yesterday was yesterday. You know what I'm saying? for the good things and for the bad things. Whether it was a good day or a bad day yesterday, you still got today, tomorrow, to focus on. Yesterday was yesterday. And then for all my entrepreneurs out there, like, your dreams don't give a damn about your feelings.
Mm.
So figure it out, man. Figure it out. Figure out what you really want.
Powerful, powerful, man. On the behalf of community connoisseurs, man, thank you, Malik, for
And thank
dropping.
you, Polly, man. Gave me my flowers, man.
No
Thank you.
doubt, man. You deserve it, man. You deserve it, man. We so excited to have you on tonight. Thank you for taking time out of your day to come on with us. We so excited to see about the new endeavors that you have coming up. You already know we locked in. Man, thank you so much. Again, man, if there's anything else you had to say before you go, drop it. If not,
Hey,
man, we
if you don't
appreciate
eat, you die in the street. Elevate all the time.
Yes,
All the
sir. Yes,
elevate
sir.
all the
Elevate
time.
all the
Progress, perfection.
Sure enough, man. Love, brother. Thank you, bro.
For sure.
My man. All right, so there you have it, man. Malik Jarrett, the founder of Eat Clothing Line. As you can see, he's dropped a lot of jewels on us tonight, man. That was a powerful, powerful message from Malik tonight, man. We are super grateful for having him on. Make sure that y'all visit allhomage.com. Support the brother. Support his candles that he has, Good Day Scents, and support Community Connoisseurs. This is a DC-based nonprofit organization. We're bringing this to you every Thursday night. Every Thursday night, the moment of truth, we are going to have individuals like Malik that's doing great work in our community. You know what I mean? To come on, just kind of give, some inspiration for the people. So please follow us. If you're not following us, visit our website, www.communityconnoisseurs.org. Hit the donate button. We are self-funded. So any donation that we can get from you all, generosity, man, it matters, man. We need the funding to continue to do all of the work that we're doing with our programs and things like that. It would definitely be appreciated. And you will see where that money is going to. www.communityconnoisseurs.org. Thank you again for all of you for joining us tonight. We hope to see you next week. Peace.